Hey guys, and welcome to my tutorial for what I believe is one of the best, fastest, and most server-friendly automated fish farms from Minecraft 1.11. This is an adaptation of Panda 4994's original fish farm from about 3 years ago, which has over about 800,000 views on YouTube. In Minecraft 1.11, steel doors no longer act the same way they used to with a fishing rod. Azumavoid discusses this in one of his videos, which I'll include a link to. Kaboot had a video on how to use a trapdoor and a note block, and I've simplified the redstone a bit, included a pressure plate to activate the fish farm. That way, if you're disconnected from the server, your clock's not going to keep running. The tutorial is broken up into two parts, the first part being on how to build the fish farm, and the second on how to attach a transport and storage system. To signify blocks that are carrying redstone signal, I'm using quartz, and ones that aren't, I'm just using gray wool. So let's take a look at what's required for the fish farm. You can make it as elaborate as you want, or you can enclose it with a door if your area is not so safe. I also like to use a redstone lamp to signify when the farm is in use. You could put that outside, or for me, it's just a good visual indicator that I know everything's working okay. So the entire build is 5 blocks wide by 6 blocks deep, and that's if we include the pressure plate in the front. Okay, so we're going to start off by placing 5 hoppers, and this block just signifies where our chests are going to be. So we dig down 5, place the hoppers, and then we're going to have one up here, and then one feeding into that one. That way, if any of the items fly forward, they're actually going to then still land in one of these 2 hoppers. We're now going to place our fence post on the 3rd hopper, right there. And we're going to surround the fence post with blocks. And for this rear block right here, I actually usually use a furnace to cut down on lag. And we'll place our furnaces here. And this just cuts down on lag by a little bit. Oop, up there. Come on. There we go. Now we're going to place a stair on each side of the fence post. There and there. And then we're going to place a block up and then one out. And this is where our tripwire hooks are going to go. Perfect. And these just go right up here and here. And now we're going to place our stone pressure plates. We got one here and one here. And the first one actually is what holds the water in. And now we're going to start the redstone. So we take out a block here. We put in a redstone torch. Block there. Dust. Another block. A repeater. And then we're going to come around and we're going to start building our clock. Piece of redstone dust here. And I like to put a redstone lamp above it. Now we're going to put a slab. And we're going to put a repeater facing in. And we're going to put another block there. Go down one. Torch. Take out a block. And we've got some redstone and redstone dust there. Okay, so let's come around to the other side. We're going to put a repeater, a block with a torch on it, another block up with a torch on it, and a block. And another block and up. Take that one out. A repeater facing into that block, powering it. And then we're going to go dust. Then up. And across. And I guess technically you don't need dust on the top. And I almost forgot that we need to attach our string. So let's do that. There we go. Perfect. And we'll put our carpets to cover things up and just give it a little bit of symmetry. And now if we move forward, we'll see our clock's working. Perfect. So we know we have signal all the way around. And normally this is where we would be putting our door, but in this case we're going to put a block. And then this is important. You got to get it right here. And we're going to put our trapdoor. Take that block out. We're going to put a note block behind it. And let's go test and make sure it works. You know it works if it's going to go straight up and down. So It's that going down that's what's really vital to make sure that it works. Yay! Okay, so now that we've enclosed the fish farm, we're ready to add our water. And we need to make sure that we have an open view to the sky. So you can either use a block of glass or any transparent block. Now let's place our water and we'll make sure that everything is working all right. All right. Fingers crossed. I'd call that successful. Okay, so the only thing we have left to do is make sure that we actually have somewhere for our items to go, which in this case it's a chest. And if you just want to have a single chest, that's fine. But I'll tell you, it's going to back up real quick. And that's why I have this storage and transport system set up over here. So that's the next piece of the tutorial to take a look at. So here's the items that you're going to need for building the transport and storage if you want to take a snapshot. It's pretty simple. There's not too much that you need. So if you're wanting to build a storage system, obviously we don't need the chests. So let's take those out. And we're going to place a dropper facing up, a hopper facing into that dropper. And then we're going to do, this is the tricky part. Let's shift and get the 1, 2, 3 droppers facing up. And then we need to have a dropper at the 4th one, but it's going to be facing forward. So let's just pillar up and have that facing forward. Okay. But they're not going to work without power. And now we're going to have to power our transport system. So we'll put in a block here with a torch. And then we're going to put another block with a repeater facing in. Go down 1. Comparator facing the opposite way in subtract mode. And then we're going to put some redstone dust. So block on top, redstone dust. And then we're going to go down a block, redstone dust, and then we put a block on top of that. And then down another block. And this is basically just so the power is going to circle back in. And then we have our repeaters, and we put everything on 1 tick. And now when an item goes in, it's going to be powered all the way up. So now we need to add a torch tower. So if we put an item in here, it's going to go up, but it's just going to go up 1. So you can hear it starting to go. Let's complete the torch tower. And so another block, a torch. Let's go up 1 block and another torch powering that. And there we go. So that worked. Perfect. All right, now we got to create our hopper chain across. So and that's going to feed into all of our 4 chests. So what I usually do is I'll just use some blocks and put the number of blocks that I want to put across where the hoppers would be. Then I'll put my chests there. And now I'll start my hopper chain. Okay. And then let's put our chests down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And put our hoppers feeding into those. And they'll actually feed into the bottom chest first and then move their way up. So let's make these double chests because it does not take long, honestly. I mean, if you go away for a day in Fish Farm, these will be full. So now let's again try and eliminate any server lag that we might have by putting furnaces on top of the hoppers. And that way the hoppers aren't looking for an item to pick up. And you know what, let's just put one there. Okay, finishes that off. And then we're done. Now we have our fish farm. It's fully automated. We have a transport system. If we get disconnected for any reason, it will shut off so the clock doesn't keep running. And let's make sure that we actually have everything working together. So the items should be being picked up. Yep. There we go. So they're being transported to the back and they're all fed into the bottom. I hope you found the tutorial helpful. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I'll give you links to Azumavoid Cabood's and Panda4994's videos. Take care. Till next time. Bye-bye.